Hello and welcome to Follow Me and Die. I'm your host, Larry Hamilton, and today on the Follow Me and Die YouTube channel, the next episode in my series, Roll20 for the Absolute Beginner, Token Features. A token in Roll20 is used to represent characters of players, NPCs, monsters, and perhaps objects, like a vehicle, such as a wagon or a ship. On the screen here, you see my sample character, and when you click on it, all these other things appear. Those are called token features, and I'll provide a link down below to the Roll20 page that discusses token features. And I want to focus on one in particular that's not showing right now. But first, let's touch on each part of the token features. The circles that are red, green, and blue are called radio menu bubbles. And they hold values that can be used to track such things as armor class, hit points, or any other number that's pertinent to your character that you want immediately available at hand. And a bar overlay, if those are enabled, they represent something that usually can decrease, like your hit points, and they'll show a status bar indicating how much is left. They've recently added a feature that if you enable text overlay will show you how many hit points the token has versus its maximum hit points. So in this example, this character has 3 out of 4 hit points remaining. Then there's the nameplate, which shows you the name of the character. Then there are token actions. If you click on this, you see that he has a token action called Power, that if I click on it, says over here, Powerful Blast of Pure Energy. That's just an example. The last thing on the token features are status indicator overlays. Those indicate things like being held, poisoned, dead, and so forth. To get to those, you have to click this circle icon. When you click that, it shows you all the different items. So you could show that can indicate, say, poisoned. The snail could indicate you're slowed, and you've got all the different other options here. There's over 40 different options. In addition, you have colored circles. So if you, let's click on the red circle here, you see a red circle that appears. Something that we stumbled upon a few months ago in the Roll20 game I played on Wednesday for 4.5 years was that you can type numbers, a 1, and if you click on it again, you can change the number. Or if you just click up here, it'll let you add numbers. And you can turn off each status indicator by clicking on it again. And the last one you clicked, it will add when you type a number. You can use those numbers to track various things, like something with a duration of whatever duration it needs to be, whether it's days, turns, hours, etc., or how many of something you have. And it only will handle digits 1 through 9, so you can't have double digits on there. But that is a subtle feature that if you accidentally press a number, you may not realize how you did it. So that is called a status indicator overlay. The way you get at the other features on a token, I want to review. Click on the token and then you click on the gear icon. And because I have the GM features turned on, I see all the GM features. For example, telling what the figure represents is controlled by the Dungeon Master, and whether or not the nameplate shows is controlled by the Game Master. But the name can be changed by the character or the player. Over on the right, for the different bars, the drop down for what the bar represents, that is only visible to the Game Master. So for example, I have bar 3 set to health, and if I change the value and save the change, it updates on the screen, both the radio menu bubble and the status bar. On the Advanced tab, you can control which bar is available. Now notice it just says bar 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't tell you what color they are, so you have to go back to the Basic tab to see what color each bar is. So bar 3 is red. So if we wanted to change what we see on bar 3, we'd have to click the button. And if you set it as hidden, you no longer see the text overlay on the bar. If it is not hidden and edit is checked, you can change the value by adjusting the hit points. So it used to not have that text overlay. It was just a red bar that, or whatever color of bar that would increase or decrease. So now you have control over that. Currently, I am not paying for any features of Roll20, so you don't see all the things here like for the light sources. The power button that you see up here, that is a token action, is controlled from the character sheet. If we go to the character sheet for this character and go to the Attributes and Abilities tab, you see that I have this power macro that will show in the macro bar, which the macro bar is down here at the bottom, and I've got a check mark in Show as Token Action, which is up here. So if I turn off the token action and save it, now when I click on it, the token action doesn't show up. If I go back and turn off in the macro bar, it doesn't show up down below. Turning them back on the character sheet, on the Attributes and Abilities tab, they now both show up. If you have it marked as Show in Macro Bar, you'll notice whether I have the icon selected or not, that shows. I wanted to show you the status indicator overlays and how they can accept a number. And I don't know that there's a limit to the number of status indicator overlays you can have. Let's find out. They just get smaller the more you add. So it doesn't look like there's a limit, but the practical abilities of your eyesight would limit how many you want on there. I would say probably not more than 3 or 4. Because the more you add, the smaller they get to the point where you can't tell what it is. So there it is. Token features. I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions about token features, you can check the link below to the Roll20 article in their help section about token features, or you can give a question in the comments below. If you have a topic you'd like to have me cover in my Roll20 for the Absolute Beginner series, please contact me through any of my social media, and I will point out that my patrons on my Patreon get preference on having their questions answered first. I do have a few more items in the series I plan to address, but if something really grabs my interest, I may address it before the next thing in the series. I thank you all for watching. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and game on. You can find Follow Me and Die at my blog, Follow Me and Die, here on YouTube, and on Anchor and the many other places where my podcast is syndicated, such as iTunes, and you can find me on various sites where you see my social media avatar by the amazing Satine Phoenix. I have a social page on my blog that directs to all my various social media. To get more of my thoughts and opinions in the realm of RPGs and games, check out my other sites. I also contribute to Multiverse.world by the new TSR. If you like this episode and the other things I share online, there are a few ways you can support my efforts. First of all, tell me and tell others. Just getting the word out is important. Consider backing my Patreon. Patrons get a vote what PDF I publish next on DriveThruRPG. You can check out my first RPG-related PDF on DriveThruRPG. Many of them are pay what you want, and 3 of them are now copper sellers. I'm also working on a card game that I hope to kickstart in the first quarter of 2020. You can find the sign-up for the announcement mailing list on my blog. I also have a Teespring store where you can get a shirt with my logo, the same one by Satine Phoenix. Thank you all for watching, and game on.